Hey everyone, this is a bit of an impromptu video, but I wanted to make something to give back to everyone who helped me reach 200 subscribers. It's a small milestone, but it's one I'm very proud of. Anyway, hope you enjoy some of the interesting things from my collection. So first up is a couple of the rarer books from my collection. On the left is Doctor Who and the Invasion from Space, and on the right is the, what was known as the Pink Pertwee, the first John Pertwee annual. Both of these were published by World Distributors and have rather limited print runs. They have some really great artwork on the inside and on the outside of the books, especially the covers. They're rather impressive, especially compared to some of the later annuals and other books that came out. The writing in the books as well is also really interesting, especially in the Invasion from Space. It has a characterization of the Doctor that's really not seen anywhere else. It's a very human version of the Doctor, and not in a biological sense. Stuff around that time was really confused as to whether he was meant to be an alien or a human from the future or whatever the continuity was. He's human in the sense of how he interacts and perceives his environment around him. It's a story that deliberately makes the Doctor seem incredibly small and insignificant. He's humbled by the cosmic scale of everything. He's insignificant. He's human. Anyway, I could go on and on about it. There's probably an entire video worth of ideas in that book. But moving on. Anyway, a more, probably a rare book, but certainly unofficial, is this fan-made annual, meant to depict what the first year of Doctor Who would look like as an annual. It's quite an interesting read and has some very, very talented people contributing to it. On the surface level, it does feel a lot like the other annuals of the time. The art, the way it is written feels much in line with the other books. But the ideas and stories that are told in the book have a much more modern feel. And a lot of these stories really take advantage of the fact that this is a show about time travel. That you can tell these more elaborate stories and really take advantage of that. It's something that the show really doesn't do all that often, which kind of annoys me, given how many opportunities they have to do it. Well, on the topic of annuals, I wanted to show this off. It's one of the more unique items I have in my collection. It's a handbag made out of belt and the 1974 Star Trek annual, using the covers as the sides of the bag, and it has a sort of fabric zipper that goes in between it. It seems to be quite an old item. I don't think this was made recently. Just the fabric of the bag itself and the zipper. It seems to be a bit older, but it's still just a really strange item. Back to books. This is my only Target hardcover, which is a bit surprising considering I have so many of the paperbacks. It's the novelization of the Season 3 story, The Savages, which is now completely lost and quite overlooked because of it. I think had it survived, it'd be held in much higher regard, considering it's such a scathing critique of the time period it was written in, especially with regards to Britain and its overseas colonies of oppression, of racism. It's just very on the nose. I'm going to be going much more in depth with this with a couple of collaborations coming up, so I won't say too much more about it, but it's just a very fascinating story, and I'm very glad to have the book. Now, you might be wondering why I have a copy of The Dominators being shown off. It's not my favorite story by far, and it's not held in particularly high regard, nor is the book. Very hard to come by, it's quite common. But this copy, however, is quite significant because it's signed by the author and actor, Ian Marter. The inscription is also quite fitting for him. Continuing with autographs, I've got this rather older autograph from John Pertwee, from back when you could still read the letters of his signature. This is an autograph of Frederick Jaeger, who appeared in The Savages, as well as a few other Doctor Who stories. He was in The Invisible Enemy and Planet of Evil. The holy grail, though, of my autograph collection is this William Hartnell autograph, probably from the 1940s. It uses a sort of stock photo card that he had back in the day. It was used as the cover of the William Hartnell fan magazines and stuff. Some of my others include this one of Bernard Horsfall, Jean Marsh, a few other companions, William Russell, Caroline Ford, Peter Purvis, Maureen O'Brien. I've also got David Bradley, of course, from how he looked in Doctor Who. Moving away from Doctor Who, I've got this autograph of Barry Morse, probably best known for Space 1999, but he was in a whole lot of other stuff, as well as Robin Curtis, famous for being the replacement Saavik in Star Trek 3 and 4, although she is my personal favorite out of the two. I've also got a piece of carpet from the set of the original Enterprise bridge. I found it locally, actually. I've also got an autograph of Alan Mowbray, but that's part of a much bigger quest of mine. Oh, and I've also got this kind of creepy water painting of William Hartnell. Enjoy it.